Chapter 60 to 63, Book 10, Volume 2 of Le Morte d'Arthur. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Reading by Lars Rolander. Le Morte d'Arthur, Volume 2 by Sir Thomas Malory. Chapter 60. Then departed Sir Tristram, Gareth, and Sir Dinadan, and left Sir Palomides in the vessel. And so Sir Tristram beheld the mariners how they sailed over Long Humber. And when Sir Palomides was out of their sight, they took their horses and beheld about them. And then were they ware of a knight that came riding against them unarmed, and nothing about him but a sword. And when this knight came nigh them, he saluted them, and they him again. Fair knights, said that knight, I pray you insomuch as ye be knights errant, that ye will come and see my castle, and take such as ye find there. I pray you heartily. And so they rode with him until his castle, and there they were brought into the hall, that was well apparelled, and so they were there unarmed, and set at a board. And when this knight saw Sir Tristram, anon he knew him. And then this knight waxed pale and wroth at Sir Tristram. When Sir Tristram saw his host make such cheer, he marvelled and said: Sir, mine host, what cheer make you? Wit thou well, said he, I fare the worse. Wit thou well, said he, I fare the worse for thee, for I know thee, Sir Tristram de Liones. Thou slewest my brother, and therefore I give thee summons I will slay thee and ever I may get thee at large. Sir knight, said Sir Tristram, I am never advised that ever I slew any brother of yours, and if ye say that I did, I will make amends unto my power. I will none amends, said the knight, but keep thee from me. So when he had dined, Sir Tristram asked his arms and departed. And so they rode on their ways, and within a while Sir Dinadan saw where came a knight well armed and well horsed, without shield. Sir Tristram, said Sir Dinadan, take keep to yourself, for I dare undertake yonder cometh your host that will have ado with you. Let him come, said Sir Tristram, I shall abide him as well as I may. Anon the knight, when he came nigh Sir Tristram, he cried and bade him abide and keep him. So they hurtled together, but Sir Tristram smote the other knight so sore that he bare him over his horse's croup. That knight arose lightly, and took his horse again, and so rode fiercely to Sir Tristram, and smote him twice hard upon the helm. Sir knight, said Sir Tristram, I pray you leave off and smite me no more, for I would be loath to deal with you an I might choose, for I have your meat and your drink within my body. For all that he would not leave, and then Sir Tristram gave him such a buffet upon the helm that he fell up so down from his horse, that the blood brast out of the ventails of his helm, and so he lay still likely to be dead. Then Sir Tristram said, me repenteth of this buffet that I smote so sore, for as I suppose he is dead. And so they left him and rode on their ways. So they had not ridden but a while, but they saw riding against them two full likely knights, well armed and well horsed, and goodly servants about them. The one was Berant le Apres, and he was called the King with the 100 Knights, and the other was Sir Segwarides, which were renowned two noble knights. So as they came either by other, the king looked upon Sir Dinadan, that at that time he had Sir Tristram's helm upon his shoulder, the which helm the king had seen to fore with the Queen of Northgalis, and that queen the king loved as paramour. And that helm the Queen of Northgalis had given to La Beale Isoud, and the Queen La Beale Isoud gave it to Sir Tristram. Sir knight, said Berant, where had ye that helm? What would ye? said Sir Dinadan. For I will have ado with thee, said the king, for the love of her that owed that helm, and therefore keep you. So they departed, and came together with all their mights of their horses, and there the king with the 100 knights smote Sir Dinadan, horse and all, to the earth. And then he commanded his servant, go and take thou his helm off, and keep it. So the varlet went to unbuckle his helm. What helm, what wilt thou do? said Sir Tristram, leave that helm. To what intent, said the king, will ye, sir knight, meddle with that helm? Wit you well, said Sir Tristram, that helm shall not depart from me or it be dearer bought. Then make you ready, said Sir Berrant unto Sir Tristram. So they hurtled together, and there Sir Tristram smote him down over his horse's tail, and then the king arose lightly, and gat his horse lightly again. And then he struck fiercely at Sir Tristram many great strokes, and then Sir Tristram gave Sir Berrant such a buffet upon the helm that he fell down over his horse sore stonied. Lo, said Dinadan, that helm is unhappy to us twain, for I had a fall for it, and now, Sir King, have ye another fall. Then Segwarides asked, who shall joust with me? I pray thee, said Sir Gareth unto Dinadan, let me have this jousts. Sir, said Dinadan, I pray you take it as for me. That is no reason, said Tristram, for this jousts should be yours. At a word, said Dinadan, I will not thereof. Then Gareth dressed him to Sir Segwarides, and there Sir Segwarides smote Gareth and his horse to the earth. Now, said Sir Tristram to Dinadan, joust with yonder knight. I will not thereof, said Dinadan. Then will I, said Sir Tristram. And then Sir Tristram ran to him and gave him a fall, and so they left him on foot, and Sir Tristram rode unto Joyous Gard. And there Sir Gareth would not of his courtesy have gone into this castle, but Sir Tristram would not suffer him to depart. And so they alighted and unarmed them, and had great cheer. But when Dinadan came afore La Beale Isoud, he cursed the time that ever he bare Sir Tristram's helm, and there he told her how Sir Tristram had mocked him. Then was there laughing and yapping at Sir Dinadan, that they wist not what to do with him. Chapter 61. Now will we leave them merry within Joyous Gard, and speak we of Sir Palomides. Then Sir Palomides sailed even long Humber to the coasts of the sea, where was a fair castle. And at that time it was early in the morning, afore day. Then the mariners went unto Sir Palomides that slept fast. Sir knight, said the mariners, ye must arise, for here is a castle where ye must go into. I assent me, said Sir Palomides, and therewithal he arrived. And then he blew his horn that the mariners had given him. And when they within the castle heard that horn, they put forth many knights, and there they stood upon the walls, and said with one voice, welcome be ye to this castle. And then it waxed clear day, and Sir Palomides entered into the castle. And within a while he was served with many divers meats. Then Sir Palomides heard about him much weeping and great dole. What may this mean? said Sir Palomides. I love not to hear such a sorrow, and fain I would know what it meaneth. Then there came afore him one whose name was Sir Ebel, that said thus: wit ye well, sir knight, this dole and sorrow is here made every day, and for this cause. We had a knight that hight Hermance, and he was king of the Red City, and this king that was lord was a noble knight, large and liberal of his expanse, and in the world he loved nothing so much as he did errant knights of King Arthur's court, and all jousting, hunting, and all manner of knightly games. For so kind a king and a knight had never the rule of poor people as he was, and because of his goodness and gentleness we bemoan him and ever shall. And all kings and estates may beware by our lord, for he was destroyed in his own default. For had he cherished them of his blood, he had yet lived with great riches and rest. But all estates may beware of our king. But alas, said Abel, that we shall give all other warning by his death. Tell me, said Palomides, and in what manner was your lord slain, and by whom? Sir, said Sir Ebel, our king brought up of children two men that now are perilous knights, and these two knights our king had so in charity that he loved no man, nor trusted no man of his blood, nor none other that was about him. And by these two knights our king was governed, and so they ruled him peaceably and his lands, and never would they suffer none of his blood to have no rule with our king. And also he was so free and so gentle, and they so false and deceivable, that they ruled him peaceably, and that espied the lords of our king's blood, and departed from him unto their own livelihood. Then when these two traitors understood that they had driven all the lords of his blood from him, they were not pleased with that rule, but then they thought to have more, as ever is an old saw. Give a churl rule, and thereby he will not be sophist. For whatsomever he be that is ruled by a villain born, and the lord of the soil to be a gentleman born, the same villain shall destroy all the gentlemen about him. Therefore all estates and lords, beware whom ye take about you. And if ye be a knight of King Arthur's court, remember this tale, for this is the end and conclusion. My lord and king rode unto the forest hereby by the advice of these traitors, and there he chased at the red deer, armed at all pieces full like a good knight. And so for labour he waxed dry, and then he alighted and drank at a well. And when he was alighted, by the assent of these two traitors, that one that hight Helios, he suddenly smote our king through the body with a spear, and so they left him there. And when they were departed, then by fortune I came to the well, and found my lord and king wounded to the death. And when I heard his complaint I let bring him to the water side, and in that same ship I put him alive. And when my lord King Hermance was in that vessel, he required me for the true faith I owed unto him for to write a letter in this manner: recommending unto King Arthur and to all his knights errant, beseeching them all that insomuch as I, King Hermance, king of the Red City, thus am slain by felony and treason through two knights of mine own, and of mine own bringing up and of mine own making, that some worshipful knight will revenge my death, insomuch I have been ever to my power well willing unto Arthur's court. And who that will adventure his life with these two traitors for my sake in one battle, I, King Hermance, king of the Red City, freely give him all my lands and rents that ever I wielded in my life. This letter, said Ebel, I wrote by my lord's commandment, and then he received his Creator. And when he was dead, he commanded me or ever he were cold to put that letter fast in his hand. And then he commanded me to put forth that same vessel down Humber, and I should give these mariners in commandment never to stint until that they came unto Logris, where all the noble knights shall assemble at this time. And there shall some good knight have pity on me to revenge my death, for there was never king nor lord falselier nor traitorlier slain than I am here to my death. Thus was the complaint of our King Hermance. Now, said Sir Ebel, ye know all how our lord was betrayed. We require you for God's sake have pity upon his death, and worshipfully revenge his death, and then may ye wield all these lands. For we all wit well that an ye may slay these two traitors, the Red City and all those that be therein will take you for their lord. Truly, said Sir Palomides, it grieveth me heart for to hear you tell this doleful tale, and to say the truth I saw the same letter that ye speak of, and one of the best knights of the earth read that letter to me, and by his commandment I came hither to revenge your king's death, and therefore have done, and let me wit where I shall find those traitors, for I shall never be at ease in my heart till I be in hands with them. Sir, said Sir Ebel, then take your ship again, and that ship must bring you unto the Delectable Isle, fast by the Red City, and we in this castle shall pray for you, and abide your again coming. For this same castle, an ye speed well, must needs be yours, for our King Hermance let make this castle for the love of the two traitors, and so we kept it with strong hand, and therefore full sore are we threated. Wot ye that ye shall do, said Sir Palomides, whatsomever come of me, look ye keep well this castle, for an it misfortune me so to be slain in this quest, I am sure there will come one of the best knights of the world for to revenge my death, and that is Sir Tristram de Liones, or else Sir Launcelot du Lake. Then Sir Palomides departed from that castle, and as he came nigh the city, there came out of a ship a goodly knight armed against him, with his shield on his shoulder, and his hand upon his sword. And anon as he came nigh Sir Palomides he said: Sir knight, what seek ye here? Leave this quest, for it is mine, and mine it was or ever it was yours, and therefore I will have it. Sir knight, said Palomides, it may well be that this quest was yours or it was mine, but when the letter was taken out of the dead king's hand, at that time by likelihood there was no knight had undertaken to revenge the death of the king, and so at that time I promised to revenge his death, and so I shall, or else I am ashamed. Ye say well, said the knight, but wit ye well then will I fight with you, and who be the better knight of us both, let him take the battle upon hand. I assent me, said Sir Palomides. And then they dressed their shields, and pulled out their swords, and lashed together many sad strokes as men of might. And this fighting was more than an hour, but at the last Sir Palomides waxed big and better winded, so that then he smote that knight such a stroke that he made him to kneel upon his knees. Then that knight spake on high and said: Gentle knight, hold thy hand. Sir Palomides was goodly and withdrew his hand. Then this knight said: Wit ye well, knight, that thou art better worthy to have this battle than I, and require thee of knighthood, tell me thy name. Sir, my name is Palomides, a knight of King Arthur's, and of the Table Round, that hither I came to revenge the death of this dead king. Chapter 63. Well be ye found, said the knight to Palomides, for of all knights that be alive except three I had liefest have you. The first is Sir Launcelot du Lake, and Sir Tristram de Liones. The third is my nigh cousin Sir Lamorak de Galis, and I am brother unto King Hermance that is dead, and my name is Sir Hermind. Ye say well, said Sir Palomides, and ye shall see how I shall speed. And if I be there slain, go ye to my lord Sir Launcelot, or else to my lord Sir Tristram, and pray them to revenge my death. For as for Sir Lamorak, him shall ye never see in this world. Alas, said Sir Hermind, how may that be? He is slain, said Sir Palomides, by Sir Gawaine and his brethren. So God me help, said Hermind, there was not one for one that slew him. That is truth, said Sir Palomides, for they were four dangerous knights that slew him, as Sir Gawaine, Sir Agravaine, Sir Gaheris, and Sir Mordred. But Sir Gareth, the fifth brother, was away, the best knight of them all. And so Sir Palomides told Hermind all the manner, and how they slew Sir Lamorak all only by treason. So Sir Palomides took his ship and arrived upon the Delectable Isle, and in the meanwhile Sir Hermind, that was the king's brother, he arrived up at the Red City, and there he told them how there was come a knight of King Arthur's to avenge King Herman's death. And his name is Sir Palomides, the good knight, that for the most part he followeth the beast Glatisant. Then all the city made great joy, for mickle had they heard of Sir Palomides, and of his noble prowess. So let they ordain a messenger, and send unto the two brethren, and bade them to make them ready, for there was a knight come that would fight with them both. So the messenger went unto them where they were at a castle there beside, and there he told them how there was a knight come of King Arthur's court to fight with them both at once. He is welcome, said they, but tell us, we pray you, if it be Sir Launcelot or any of his blood. He is none of that blood, said the messenger. Then we care the less, said the two brethren, for with none of the blood of Sir Launcelot we keep not to have ado withal. Wit ye well, said the messenger, that his name is Sir Palomides, that yet is unchristened, a noble knight. Well, said they, and be he now unchristened, he shall never be christened. So they appointed to be at the city within 2 days. And when Sir Palomides was come to the city, they made passing great joy of him. And then they beheld him, and saw that he was well made, cleanly and bigly, and unmaimed of his limbs, and neither too young nor too old. And so all the people praised him, and though he was not christened yet, he believed in the best manner, and was full faithful and true of his promise, and well conditioned, and because he made his avow that he would never be christened unto the time that he had achieved the beast Glatisant, the which was a full wonderful beast, and a great signification, for Merlin prophesied much of that beast. And also Sir Palomides avowed never to take full Christendom unto the time that he had done 7 battles within the lists. So within the 3rd day there came into the city these two brethren, the one hight Helius, the other hight Helake, the which were men of great prowess, howbeit that they were false and full of treason, and but poor men born, yet were they noble knights of their hands. And with them they brought 40 knights, to that intent that they should be big enough for the Red City. Thus came the two brethren with great bobaons and pride, for they had put the Red City in fear and damage. Then they were brought to the lists, and Sir Palomides came into the place and said thus: Be ye the two brethren Helius and Helake, that slew your king and lord Sir Hermance by felony and treason, for whom that I am come hither to revenge his death? Wit thou well, said Sir Helius and Sir Helake, that we are the same knights that slew King Hermance, and wit thou well, Sir Palomides Saracen, that we shall handle thee so or thou depart that thou shalt wish that thou wert christened. It may well be, said Sir Palomides, for yet I would not die or I were christened, and yet so am I not afeard of you both, but I trust to God that I shall die a better Christian man than any of you both. And doubt ye not, said Sir Palomides, either ye or I shall be left dead in this place. End of Book 10, chapters 60 to 63. Read by Lars Rolander.